The tactic that a lot of progressives have taken, which I think is really smart for a number of reasons, is to kind of mimic what the Blue Dogs have always done, which is get a bloc without whom you can't pass legislation and get that bloc on the same page. And so this was actually Jane Hampshire who really, I mean, not Jane alone, but a lot of people started pushing it, saying, you know, skip going after the conservatives. Let's make sure the progressives say we won't pass anything without a public option. And so far, the progressive bloc in Congress, you just need the House. You need 40 people on the House side. And so far, they've been surprisingly strong-willed. On the Senate side, there's actually people who are also surprisingly strong-willed, like Jay Rockefeller, who I beat up a lot on national security issues. But he, partly because he cares about the issue, partly because it's supposed to be his subcommittee, partly because he got left out of the process, is really pushing hard to make that Senate finance bill, which is going to be the kind of the right flank of where this goes from here. He's pushing to make that a palatable bill, and he's being surprisingly good. So I think one of the things that progressives can do here is push the positive, encourage progressives any way you can to say, you know, you're a progressive, you say you want real health care reform, you don't have health care reform without the public option. How bad is the, as I call it, the max tax, the Baucus Bill? I think it is, he's trying to make it better. So he's trying to give more subsidies to the middle class, because when I first took a look at it, I did the math and I said, what's the maximum that they can pay, which is 13% out of their pocket, and then another $12,000 in today's dollars for not even a critical issue. It's just a severe medical issue, a bad pregnancy or chronic health condition or what have you, and that would leave middle class families, a family of four making $67,000 a year, $8,000 to live off of for their transportation, for their debt, for their education, for their utilities. I mean, literally, the bill was still going to put the middle class into bankruptcy. And so it's getting a little bit better, but it still is structurally, fundamentally a subsidy to the industry. And one of the things I had the opportunity to meet with Bill Clinton the other day, and one of the things he kept hammering on, which progressives are as well, is that President Obama really made terrible deals with the industry, asking them for $9 billion in kickbacks in exchange for not going after really affordability. And if the max tax gets passed, what you're going to see is, for example, the auto industry still being uncompetitive internationally because healthcare is so much more expensive for them. It does nothing to bring down the cost of healthcare, and so it does nothing to fix America's problem with healthcare. It gives the poor healthcare, which is great, but it doesn't fix America's competitive disadvantage against the rest of the world because we pay so much to healthcare.